Hi everyone, Said here. Welcome to this free DIALux evo course for beginners designed to take you from a complete beginner to an intermediate level. In just a few hours, you'll gain a solid understanding of DIALux evo and the skills to apply to your projects. Now, I know that similar courses are often sold for hundreds of euros, but I believe everyone should have access to this knowledge without breaking the bank. That's why I'm offering this course completely free. If you have ever opened DIALux evo and thought to yourself, wow, this looks like the cockpit of a jet plane, you are not alone. I have been there too. But don't worry, I'll guide you step by step so you can learn everything you need smoothly, efficiently, and without frustration. We'll start with the absolute basics, covering the essentials so you can confidently navigate the software. From there, we'll dive into more exciting topics like room planning, import plan, outdoor and building planning, import IFC, and street lighting. We'll explore when, why, and how to use each one of them effectively. And here is the best part. By the end of this course, we will work on a real-life project together. We'll start from scratch and take it step by step through the entire planning process. You'll not only learn the theory, but also see how it all comes together in a practical and hands-on way. To get the most out of this course, all you need is a good computer, some focus, and a willingness to explore and experiment. I'll also be there to answer technical questions along the way to ensure no one is left behind. So, let's get started. DIALux evo is used for all kinds of projects. They can be retail projects, offices, villas, homes, interior and exterior, apartments, sports facilities, park and street lighting, any outdoor lighting, container homes, import and work on IFC projects, horticultural lighting. To download DIALux evo, go to DIALux. On here you can click on download DIALux evo or DIALux Pro, but let's click on DIALux evo because if you would like to update in the future, you could update from DIALux evo to DIALux Pro. Before you click on the download button, I recommend that every one of you checks these hardware requirements. So you need to have a minimum of 2 gigabytes RAM, 1 gigabyte RAM for the graphic card, Windows 10 from version 1803, Windows 11 64-bit, minimum resolution 1920 1080 px. These are the supported languages, and on here you have the DIALux member Luminaires. They are 439 at the moment, and this is their list. If your computer fulfills these requirements, then you can now go and click on download DIALux evo. Once downloaded, you go and right-click on the DIALux setup. You click on execute as administrator, and then yes. Welcome to DIALux evo 13.0 setup. This is actually the 13.0 version. Then OK. Next. I agree to the terms of this license agreement. I don't even know what is it about, but still I agree just for me to use the software. Next. Then install DIALux evo 2, the folder. Next. Next. And then next. The installation is complete. Thank you for choosing DIALux evo. Finish. Once the installation is finished, you'll get this icon in your desktop, and that means your software is ready to be used. Let's open DIALux evo. We double click on this DIALux evo icon. Here it opens, and we have three main parts. We have this one to the left, the middle one, and the one to the right. This one here is for the project templates. You can see here, create a new project. It can be an outdoor and building planning, an import plan, import IFC, room planning, street lighting. Before, we also had simple indoor planning. Edit existing project. It's where your project, your existing projects are displayed. And other topics, this one, select your brands. It's actually exactly the same as these brands here. It's where you select the brands you and the luminaires you want to use in your designs. Knowledge base, YouTube, Youku are actually the platforms to go further in DIALux evo learning. Then we have the news part where DIALux does its marketing. We have Luminaire Finder, and we will talk about it later on. And we have the part where you log in. Then we have this upper left-hand side of the software. We have this question mark. We have the homepage of the to go to the website, DIALux community, knowledge base, registration for newsletter, social media, licenses. We have search for updates and information about the current version. We have view. We can zoom in and out of this start screen like this. Can make it very small, can make it big, but depends on each one's preferences, so you can make it like you want. Then we have switch to full screen, F11. If you want to undo that, you can press on F11 on your keyboard, F11, full screen, F11, you undo that. Then you have edit. All of them are grayed out because we are not in a project yet, but they are the basic functions that almost every software out there has. We have file, new project. If you click on it, it opens outdoor and building planning by default. Then we have open, an existing project. You can import plan like you have here in this part. You can import a plan, an IFC file, an STF file, a DIALux for indoors. Then we have settings, general settings and standards that we'll talk about in the coming videos. And then here exit to exit the program. To change the settings, go to File, Settings, General Settings. On here we have some tabs. In this common tab, we have Save, Reminder every 10 minutes. This is by default. It's actually the amount of time it takes to the software to ask you to save your project, but I highly recommend that you make it as short as possible. Not like 1 minute, it's going to be very annoying, but I recommend 5, 10, 15 minutes maximum, because if you happen to do something wrong, or if your computer lags or something, for you not to lose your projects, I highly recommend that you save your project every now and then. This is the number of undos you can do, the undo actions you can do in your project. You have 15. Leave it like this, because if you go higher, your program could lag a lot, so leave it like that. This is the language, this is the user interface. Language is the language you're going to be using inside DIALux evo to plan your project, and this is the documentation language. It's the language of your outputs, like the documentation, the reports, the CAD layout plans, etc. Units of measurement, we have the metric system for meters, the imperial system for feet and inches, photometric units, lux for European system, and foot candle for the imperial system. If you happen to change one of these, the software is going to ask you to restart it, so you need to do it before you work on your project. I will go to CAD.
On here we have the text color. Personally, I don't like this blue color in DIALux evo, so I prefer the orange. Same for the name, for the room and space names. I'll go to orange. You can choose the color you like, or the color that goes well with your brand identity. As for calculations, leave everything like it is. For now, documentation, same, keyboard. In this part, it's really good to know some very useful shortcuts, but personally I don't know all of these, and I don't need all of them. But if I wanted to recommend some of them to you to remember, Control N is good, Control O is good. This one, Control S, is for saving the projects. This is universal. And if I go also a bit here, you have Control M. This is very useful too. You have insert a copied CAD object at the current mouse position. And then you have the others that everyone knows. Control C, Control V, Control X. To choose the standards you want to use in your projects, go to File, Settings, and Standards. By the way, these are the standards that DIALux evo has. It has the European standards, and it has the American and the Japan standards. These two here actually are the same. The only difference is that this one is the update of this 2021 is the update of the 2011, and this EN 12464 one is actually the lighting standards for the indoor working spaces. And if you go here to specifications taken into account according to, we have this standard, this one here is this too. It's actually for the outdoor working spaces or the working areas. And other standards, if we go to the USA, the specifications taken into account according to IESNA Lighting Handbook. The Japan standard is taken into account, the specifications taken into account according to GIEG 001 Method 2. And every standard has its own requirements of illuminance, for example, like you can see here, the glare limitation, the use times, and all that. For example, if we go to the European standard, this 2021 version, and write, for example, office, we have a lot of kinds of offices, but let's go to the reception desk, and then we have the illuminance part. We have the maintenance values, 300 for the visual task, surrounding area 200, background area 66.7. We have the uniformity, it should be more than 0.6 or 60%. The glare limitation should be less than 22, and so many other stuff. If we go to the USA standard and write bedroom, we have here residential interiors, bedrooms, television viewing. The requirements are these: visual task 30 lux, but normally this should be expressed in foot candles. We should have gone to File, Settings, and General Settings, go to Common, and change the photometric units to Imperial System, but I won't do it now. I'll go back to Standards, because actually 1 lux is 0.092903 foot candles, so the value in foot candles is going to be very small. And see all the requirements that the American standards needs to meet in a bedroom, in a residential interiors, bedrooms, television viewing. Room planning is used for one-room projects that don't require that much detail and that don't have a plan or an IFC model. It's generally it's used when you want to be a bit fast. For example, for the salespeople and for simple tasks like to verify if a certain amount of lighting of luminaires would generate a certain level of lighting, etc. But still, you need to know the dimensions of your space, of your room. For example, here the length, the width, the height, the wall thickness is not that important, and also the utilization of the space. For example, if it's let's say a classroom, here we can go, for example, to a study hall. I mean, you know the utilization, you know the dimensions, and then you actually create your space and light it up. To create a new room, we click on room planning, and here we are. We have two types of rooms. We have this rectangular room and we have the free room shape. For the rectangular room, you just enter the length, the width, and the height. This is the default settings. Let's make it 5, for example, here by 4, and the height is 3 meters. The wall thickness does not matter in this case, but let's make it 0.1, and then we choose the space, the utilization of the space. Let's say it's an office. By the way, we are using the let's go here to file. We are using the European standards. No, the USA. Let's go back to the European standards, because we're gonna work on an office. Let's go now to offices, and then the type of the office. Let's go to CAD workplaces, and OK. This is our office. We are now in 2D here. Let's go to 3D by pressing on this cube. Here is our empty office. We have the possibility, let's go to file and close. We have the possibility to create another type of rooms, this free shape room. So let's click on it. And now it just asks us to mention the height. So the height here again is 3 meters. The wall thickness is 1 meter. The application is the same. We can change it as well if we want to. So let's go inside. OK. When here to draw our room, we just do it like simply manually. For example, we click on this point. I mean, you can choose any point you want, but it's always good to start by the origin. So we go 4 meters. Well, we said 5 by 4. 5 here. We'll go up 4 meters. Like this. We go back here to the left for 5 meters. And then we right click and we close the polygon. And here is our room. It's exactly the same as the one we've drawn. But we can, let's go back, file, close. No, I don't want to save this. Go back to room planning. Let's stay in this free room shape. OK. Now, if the room, if the shape of the room is a bit complex, we need to know how to draw it. So let's start, for example, we have here, I don't know, like a small value, like a very precise value that we cannot find by moving our mouse. So the thing is, we press on tab, and then we can write the value. Let's say, for example, 5.22. Enter. We can also change the inclination of our line. Let's press tab again. 5, we need it to be, for example, 12 degrees. And then from this point, we want 2.2 meters. And the degree should be on there. It should be like, I don't know, 120 degrees. And to this side, we want let's make it small, 3.25, for example, and the degree should be 130. Then we need to go straight like this for a distance of 5 meters, and the angle should, I want it to be straight like this, so it's going to be 122. I click, and then I click here, and then I right click, and here is my new room. The key to free shape rooms is the tab button in your keyboard, so remember this very well.
Great job! Keep learning, and I will see you in the next video. Welcome back. Stay focused, take some notes, and let's go.
Once inside the program, I know it can be overwhelming to you, especially if you are an absolute beginner, especially with the amount of stuff you should deal with to plan your projects. But don't worry, I will explain everything step by step, so you will understand everything smoothly and efficiently. Let me explain to you the process of planning inside DIALux evo. In every project, you start with project, you enter the project data, you build the project in construction, you light the project in light, you configure the calculation objects in calculation objects, you do the exports in export, and you prepare and you export the documentation in documentation. As easy as that, but it takes some time to be proficient at it. These tabs here, we can call them horizontal tabs. Inside each horizontal tab, these main tabs here, we have other vertical tabs, and inside every vertical tab we have tools and functions that we use in our projects. We also have this part here of the software that is called a ribbon. And in this ribbon, we have the site. This site is composed of the building. It can be composed of one building or several buildings. The buildings are composed of stories, and the stories are composed of rooms. Then here we have the plans. We can show them or hide them, but we have no plans now. This cube is the 3D view, the 3D rendering, like they call it here in DIALux. You can see your project in 3D. This one is the floor plan view, the 2D view by default. Then if we expand this arrow here, we have front view and front view from the right. This one is view from behind and view from the left. This one, let's go, for us to understand its utility, let's go to 3D rendering. Sometimes in a project you just lose track of your, you don't know where you are. You can bring back your project to the screen. So you just click on zoom to entire scene, and it brings your project in front of you. This one is the tape measure. So to measure, just click on it like this, and you want, for example, to measure from this point, from the ceiling to the floor, and it's 3 meters. We already know that. Let's go to floor plan view. Let's click on set coordinate system. Now it's set here in this corner. We can change it to the middle or to here or here. We can also rotate our project playing with the coordinate system. Again, if we want to change this angle, we can press on tab and make it 60, for example, and voila, our room rotates 60 degrees. We also have here the calculations. We can run the calculations, but we need to insert luminaires if we want to run artificial light calculations. We can also do daylight calculations, but we need to insert some windows. On here we have the calculation settings, we have the light scenes, and we can also switch between projects, the project templates, outdoor and building planning. We can switch to street lighting. Here we have the overview of the results, the news again, the marketing, and display options. We will discover all or most of them in the coming videos, so stay tuned and take some notes.
Great job! Keep learning, and I will see you in the next video. Welcome back. Stay focused, take some notes, and let's go.
Navigating through a DIALux evo project is a very, very important thing that everyone needs to master to make their workflow fast and smooth. How does it work? Let's start with the floor plan view. To zoom in, you scroll the mouse wheel forward like this, and to unzoom, you scroll it backward. Easy. To move your project right, left, up, down, or whatever direction you want to, you press the mouse wheel and then you move your mouse wherever you want to take your project. It's almost the same in 3D. So to zoom in, we scroll forward. To zoom out, we scroll backward. To take your project or to move your project to any direction you want, you press on the mouse wheel and then you take your project wherever you want to in your screen. But here, there is one thing that is added, in 3D, it's the left mouse button. If you want to rotate your project like this, you use your left mouse button. You click on it and then you rotate your project in X, Y, and Z. You can also use the keyboard to navigate through your project, and it looks a little bit like a drone shot. So if you press A, the project goes to the right. If you press D, it goes to the left. If you press S, you zoom out. If you press W, you zoom in. Like I explained before, the first step into the process of planning every project is to enter the project data, and it's done in this tab here, Project. To the left, we have the project participants, contacts in the project. You have the name, the role, description, company address, telephone, fax, email. I will right side the same. That's me. DIALux remembers me. You can add more contacts if you want to. Add a new contact. For example, you have the name, etc. Let's make it something like that. You can add the role. I don't know, the CAO, company, something. All right, this one, for example. Address, I don't know, telephone, blah, blah, blah. If you need to add more people, you can go to add new contact, etc. Then here to this part, you have the project information, but I will delete, let me delete these first. And then I have the project name. It's test office lighting. Description. This is a test for my students to understand better how to use DIALux evo. The date, you can change it. If you click, like if you have another date and you want to make it the date of today, you click on, I don't know what's wrong with my mouse, you click on today and it goes back to today's date. The address, I am right now in Tangier, Morocco. You can Google it, it's a nice town. You can add another detailed description on this box here. You can also add a project image if you'd like to, but honestly, personally, I don't use this because if I have a different project or the projects look alike or something, I just change the project names and that's it. The 3D modeling process happens here in construction. In this tab, in this vertical tab site, we can add new buildings, we can create floor elements. In here, story and building construction, we can add new rooms and new stories. In apertures, we add windows and doors. In facade elements, we can add stores, blinds. In spaces, we add spaces. In room elements, we add pillars, columns. In roofs, we add roofs. Ceilings, we create ceilings. Cutouts, we create cutouts. We dig through our room elements or our buildings. The furniture and objects, we add furniture and objects in here. And then we have materials, we add materials and textures. Let's add a door and a panoramic or a big window. To do that, let's go to apertures, click on select. I have a lot of windows and doors here, so I will right click here and clear the history. Yes, clear. And now I have the standard windows and the standard door. So let's start with the door. It's now active. I will place it somewhere here. To place it, I can either position the active aperture. The active aperture is this one. The dimensions are 2 meters height and 0.9 meters width. To do that, I just click on position active aperture and I click wherever I want to place it, like this, and in 3D it looks like this. Let's click on this. I can also place it by draw a new aperture. I can start, for example, from the corner and go choose the distance or the width I want manually, or again, like I showed you before, by pressing on the tab, the key tab, and choosing, for example, 1 meter. Now it looks like this. I will add a window, a panoramic window. I will choose this one, rectangular window with mullion. I will place it in this wall here. I can choose the height. I can make it 3 meters. The width, I will choose it manually. Draw new aperture. I will start from this corner to this one. It's not well placed. I will Control Z that, Control Z, or I will, if I go back, I have the window now. I can also undo this action here. So I will do it again. Draw new aperture, like this. Now it's good. If I go to 3D view, I have this. It has a height of 3 meters, but it starts in 80 centimeters. So I will change this seal height to 0. Now it will go down. The frame width, it's a little bit thick. I want to change that. So the frame width, I make it 0.05. The frame width is this one. If I want to change the one in the middle, I will go to other dimensions and go to mullion width, make it 0.05, and here's how it looks now. Let's now insert a desk and a chair, and we will do it in this vertical tab called Furniture and Objects. Furniture and Objects, click on Select. These are the objects that are saved or maybe that are used in the last projects. You can right click again, clear history. I will go to more objects here. I will go to Office Furniture. I can click on this arrow here, go to Tables. I can choose any table I'd like to. For example, let's choose this one. Left container, apply. It's now active. I can go to 2D and then place it. I have so many ways to place it, but I will place it randomly by dragging and dropping it on my project like this. In 3D it would look like this. Now I'm in the story view. I can click on the room view so the walls don't hide what is inside. So this is the office. I will add a chair. I will go here to the object catalog, chairs. I have quite some options. I will choose this, office chair 1. Double click or click and apply. It's active here. I will place it again. Well, let's place it differently now. Place individual object like that. I don't know if it's looking, well, it's looking to the opposite direction. I can rotate it here. I can also rotate it here 180 degrees. It would face the desk. I have inserted the door, window, desk and chair. Now time to apply some materials, and it will happen in this tab called materials. Let's go select, well, first let's go to 3D so we will see the work. Let's click on select, catalog. We have material catalog and color catalog. Let's click on material catalog, click on indoor, expand this indoor material catalog. Let's start with floor. Let's expand this again. We have concrete, tiles, wood. In wood again we have some other options. Linoleum, I don't even know how to pronounce this, fitted carpet. Let's click on wood. We have boarded wood, fish grade parquet, sounds German, and then strip flooring and cubic parquet. Let's apply this one here. Well, this one, apply. Every material has its characteristics and properties. We have here the color, the size, the preview. We have advanced properties. Material, it's painted, metallic or transparent. Here it's painted. We have the reflection factor and the reflective coating. All of these can be changed manually. The project has not been saved for 10 minutes. Save now. Yes, I have already saved it to a folder, so I will save it for me not to lose the the changes I have made on it. Now that I have chosen, well, let's make this one here 20, and for the reflective coating let's make it only 2. I can now either drag and drop it on my floor, or I can apply it here, or replace my material. Apply material to the floor, and here it is. Let's go back to material catalog, go to indoor, click on wall, expand these walls here. We have concrete, tiles, wood, plaster, other, wallpaper, brick. Let's click on plaster or wallpaper. Let's choose this wallpaper on one side, apply. I have, it's 50, yep. So let's apply this wall plaster here, apply material. I can also change the size to make it, for example, 0.5, and here make it 0.75. I'm just doing this randomly. If I want to apply it, it's not gonna be applied, so I will have to change the reflection factor slightly, 51, and then apply it. Now it is applied. Let's pick another one. Let's go to plaster, choose this one, for example, double click, it's there. Let's make it 50 and then place it here. I can either place it here and here, or click on replace material, and I will have it here and here at the same time. As for the ceiling, I will leave it like this, it's okay, and the reflection factor is 70%. Here is our project now. The light part is where we light up and highlight the architecture we have built in the construction tab. Before choosing the luminaires, we normally build a lighting concept for each project. We are not going to do it here in this little office, this test office lighting. We will do it in the module bedroom lighting design. We will also talk about it thoroughly and more in detail in the course residential lighting design and office lighting design with DIALux evo. The way to find luminaires, or the easiest way to find luminaires in DIALux evo, is by going to Luminaire Finder, Lum Search. In this simple office, we just need 60 by 60 panels. I will choose the application. It's for indoor. The mounting mode. We don't have a false ceiling, so it should be ceiling mounted. I will scroll down to find the luminaire. Well, this one here can be a good choice. I'll scroll more down to see if I can find something better. Let's check this one. This one is recessed. This one is not recessed, I think. Let me check it. Yes, it's not. 61, 4000K, good. Okay, let me send this to DIALux. It should be in DIALux now. Yes, let's go to floor plan view. These are the ways to insert or to arrange luminaires in your projects. You can do rectangular arrangement, for example, from here to here, and then inside this you can play with the quantities, number of luminaires in the x-axis 2, in the y-axis 3, for example. This is the first way to insert luminaires. Then we have the polygonal arrangement. It's the free shape. Then enter. Well, not enter, close polygon. Again, you come here to the quantities and you change them according to your requirements. It depends on each project. Then you have the draw circular arrangement. If you want a circular arrangement, then again, you change the quantities. You can make this circle bigger or smaller, and then you can arrange them on a line. You can play with the quantities again here, and then place individual luminaires, or you just drag and drop them, place them wherever you want to. But I will do the automatic arrangement because DIALux knows that this room here, like we have told it before, that it's an office for CAD workplaces. So the requirements here, if we click on edit, are 500 lux. So if I go back to luminaires, DIALux will try to insert the amount of luminaires that will give us, or approximately 500 lux. It says 1, so let's run the calculations to see if this one here is enough or not. So to do that, we'll run the calculations, entire project, all light scenes. Here it is. The lighting is 769. The uniformity, the lighting level is fulfilled. It's even a bit too much, but the uniformity is not fulfilled, which means we need to change this luminaire here. I will delete this one. Yes. And I will go back to Lum Search, Luminaire Finder. I will try with this one. It's 26 watts, 4000K, 4000 lumens. Send to DIALux. It's not sent yet, maybe. Send to DIALux. Should be here. Yes, it's here. I have this Light distribution, the beam is a bit narrow, but it's okay. I will do again the automatic arrangement. It gave us 4 2x2 luminaires. Let's run the calculations to see. Again, the light level is very high, but the uniformity is very small because the light beam, the beam angle is a bit narrow. I will go to display options and go to show light distribution curves, and here you see the beams actually of the beam angle of the luminaires. I will delete this one again until I find the one that will fulfill my requirements. This one here, let's send it to DIALux. It should be sent. Yes, it's here. Automatic arrangement again is 2x3. Run the calculations. Good. This one is perfect. The light level is 544. The uniformity is 76% or 0.76, which is perfect. Concerning the calculation objects, it's where we add calculation objects, working planes, work areas, areas of activity, room main surfaces, spaces, but these spaces we have it in light, we have it in construction as well, we can see it, it's spaces. Then you can add the emergency surfaces, and the new feature in this DIALux 13 is obtrusive light objects. And then as for helplines and labeling, copy and arrange, views and project overview, you can find it in construction, in light, as well as in export. You can find views here. I will give you an example for you to understand this. I want to calculate the glare for the person sitting on this chair here. So I will choose a calculation point. I will place it here. Results will be discarded. Yes. I will place it in the z-axis in 1.2 because it's the average height of a certain person. Calculation parameters, I want to calculate the unified glare rating. And now I will run the calculations. It's 15.5, which is perfect because it needed to be below 19, and it is. On here, room main surfaces, I can automatically select room main surfaces. Yes. I can run the calculations. And everything is good. Like you can see, room main surfaces. Here they are. Because if I go to spaces and click here, click on edit to see what are the requirements of this standard, of the European standards when it comes to walls and ceilings. So the wall, the lighting should be 150 or more, the ceiling 100. And all these requirements are fulfilled here. It's why these lights are red. Well, are green. Normally, if these requirements are not met, then these lights here are red, sorry. Let's now explore the Export tab. On here, we can capture some views. And in this first tab here, views, we can save new views. Let's first hide the results. Let's, for example, I like this view. I can click on Save New View, and it's there. If, for example, I have to lose like the view I was in, I can come to the saved views here, double click on them, and I go back to the like where I took this picture or this capture. I can either double click on it, or for example I keep this one here highlighted, I click on it, and then I click on show view and I go back here. I can also replace a view. For example, if I prefer this one, I say this one looks better than this one here, I click on this one, I choose the new view, and then I click on replace view, and it's replaced. Then this one is to save these views here I have here. I can take as many views as I want. Then if I want to save them to my computer, I click on save image and you save them wherever you want to place them. And I have here the ray tracer. It's like views, but this one here is a bit more sophisticated, which means it will look realistic, not a normal view. For example, here this window looks, it looks normal, like a 3D modeling of a window. But if I want to take or to start ray tracing for this view here, it will look more realistic than this. So let's go to properties, resolution, let's make it as higher as possible, 4K. Then I want to calculate the highlights as well. For the HDR, I don't need it here. I will now start the ray tracing and you will see the result. Here is it. You can see the reflectance of the window. The materials look a bit more realistic. I don't know what's wrong with this part here, but it's okay. So yeah, that's the importance of ray tracing. As for here, and if you want to save this image, you just save it like we did in views. DWG plans, it's actually the layout of your objects and the luminaires. To export them, you need to play with these elements, include the things you want to have in your layout plan. Then here you choose the AutoCAD version you'd like to export the layout plan to. You have from 2000 to 2018. And then the scale, the unit of measure. We have a lot of things to play with. And then once you finish all that, you go and export to a new file, or you export to an existing file. IFC model, you have the file type, IFC, IFC compressed, IFC XML, IFC XML compressed, and the version is 2.3. Hint, the complete lighting installation is exported to a separate IFC model, and then you export to a new file. If you have entered the project data, built its architecture, and inserted luminaires and lighting calculations, calculation objects, exported the DWG plans and the IFC models, or maybe the ray tracings and the views, it's now time to prepare the documentation. The documentation can be either a report, a presentation, or a table, but these two are pro, which means you need to pay to get them. Let's talk about the report. On here you can change its format or switch to full page or go back to page width. You can save it here, print it here, and on here you have the layout alternatives. You can hide it or expand it. We are now on this one. Let's switch to this. It will look like this, but let's go back here. This layout alternative, you find it actually, we are now in this tab, page selection. This layout alternatives, you can find them in this tab, layout, and you find them here actually. You have the standard layout and you have the layout alternatives. These are the alternatives. These ones to the left are the standard one, and if you want to switch to other alternatives, they are these two here. For the table of content, you only have one. For the contacts, you have this one and this one, etc., etc. Let's go back to page selection. This part is the elements, or are the elements that are going to be displayed on our report. So if I click on show entire documentation, there are 23 pages and they are now showing. We'll be able to visualize them here in this part. If we scroll down, we'll see all the pages that we will have in our report. We have here import page selection. If you have already a page selection saved in your computer, you can import it. You can export this selection, and then you can save page selection as default. If we click on this edit, we will be able to add, to include or exclude any element in this report. For example, we have the cover page. I want to change it, so I will click on it, and DIALux by default gives us a lot of options. So I will click on this one, double click on it, and I will apply. I like this one. As for the layout alternative, I like this photo to be in the middle like this. I don't need the preface. I want the table of contents. I want the contacts. It's me. The description, I don't need it. Images, no. Luminaire list on here, no. Same for product data sheet. Same here. I will go to site, building, Luminaire list, not now. Story, room list, I don't need it. It's one room. Luminaire list, calculation objects, no. I will go to room 1 or the office. Summary, yes. Luminaire layout plan, I don't need it because I have it in the AutoCAD file. Luminaire list, yes. Calculation objects, all that, I need all that. And then the glossary, I don't need it. And then I will click again on edit, show entire documentation, and here is it. Now that everything is ready, you can go and click on save as. You save it PDF, and then you save it to the location you want to. Import plan is the go-to new project template if you have an existing CAD plan or image plan of your project. This feature is crucial for creating accurate real-world lighting designs based on architectural blueprints. It can be for outdoor projects, indoor projects, or even indoor and outdoor projects. By importing a plan, you can significantly enhance the accuracy and efficiency of your lighting design process in DIALux evo. If your project has a CAD plan, the work starts here. Import plan, ground floor, and then open. By the way, this plan I'm importing here is the ground floor of the house we will be working on in the course DIALux evo for residential lighting. So don't miss this course out, it will help you a lot. To finish the importing or the importation of this plan, let's do the configuration. Let's first configure the origin and rotation of the plan. If we hit next, the DIALux by default will place the coordinate system in this lower left hand corner, but if we choose to place it wherever we want to, for example, I choose to place it here, then it will be placed there. The good news is that we could later change it, like by clicking on here. It's now grayed out, but afterwards it's going to be active and we will be able to change it. And the unit for this project is inch, then I click finish, and then your project is there. And like I said, I can set the coordinate system to here, for example. In this vertical tab, plans, I can finish the configuration of my plan. I can also load a new plan, replace the existing plan, etc. I can here show the plan in all the views, for example, the site view, the building view, the story view, etc. Then if your plan is 3D, you can show it in 2D here. Then you can move the plan. For example, I want to move the plan from here to here. It moves. You can change the color of the layers. You can turn them on and off. For example, let's find a layer that we can turn off. Yes, the writing on here is now turned off. The walls, well, we can turn them off, all of them. We have nothing. Let's bring them back, and we have everything. You can also embed the plan in the project, but if you have a very big plan, then it's not recommended to embed it in the project because it's going to make it very heavy and your program will lag a lot. So don't embed it. Instead, you can, if you want to send it to someone or something, you can send a separate file. After you have successfully imported your CAD plan, you go to the vertical tab site, and on here it depends on the project, but if it's an indoor project, then you start drawing your new building. If it's an outdoor only project, you draw your floor elements. If it's an indoor and outdoor projects, you do both. That's how things work with the CAD plans. When the plan you have is not a CAD plan, but it's an image plan, you also start the work here in this new project import plan. You choose the plan, your image plan, you import it. For the origin and rotation, you can do the same as we have done in the CAD importation. You can place it wherever you want to, or you can hit next and DIALux will place it in the lower left hand side of the plan. So I will do the same, next. Then here I need to specify the scale, and that means that DIALux, because this is an image, it's not a CAD plan, it does not know the scale of the plan, and we should tell it, for example, from this point to this one, what's the length, from this one to this one, what is the length, or something like that. But I know the length of the stairs from this point to this one, it's 1 meter. I press enter, then I click on finish, and now the plan is ready. I can go on here, it's an interior project, so I can go to site and start drawing a new building. So let's do it for you to understand better. Like this, I follow my plan. It's not as precise as the CAD plans, but still it's good to use in your project. Now I don't have the plan on here because I had it in site view. I don't have it in building view and story, so I need to go to this tab here, plans, and I need to show plan in all the views. Now if I go to building story, I can still see it. Let's now go to story and building construction. Click on draw new room. Let's start building my rooms. This is the first one. Then I right click and I close the polygon. If I go to the 3D view, here's how it looks. And you can do exactly the same for all of the rooms. The process is exactly the same when it comes to the outdoor projects. You go to here site and you place and draw floor elements, etc., etc. Outdoor and building planning is used for projects, for complex projects that have more than one room and that don't have a plan. The process is the same or almost the same, but this time you'll have to make or to draw your buildings, stories, and all that manually. You don't have a plan, so you'll have to make everything on your own. For example, if I click on draw new building, if I start here, my building, for example here, the length is gonna be like 10.5 meters, then enter, and then this distance here is, for example, 8 meters, enter. I will come back here again, 10 meters, 0.5, or let's make it something like 6 meters, and the angle is 90. Then I will come down for 4 meters, 0.5, and the angle is 90. Again, you play with the tab button on your keyboard, and then you come here for 4.5 meters, press tab a second time, then you type 90 and then enter, then you right click and close the polygon. That is the way you work when it comes to outdoor and building planning. Same thing if you are working on an outdoor project, you go to draw floor elements, either rectangular, circular, or polygonal. Let's say it's a rectangular floor element, and let's suppose it's an outdoor and indoor project. You draw the floor element like this. In 3D view, it will look something like that. As for these dimensions, you can, if you didn't set them in the beginning, you could set them here. Let's say like 30, then 20. This height is by default 0.1. And it looks like this right now. You can also move it to any direction you'd like to. Something like that, for example. Now that you know how to start a project without a plan, I think it's time for you to learn about the helplines and labeling, because they are very, very important to you, especially when you don't have a plan. So let's go to, let's go to site. Let's click on our building. Let's move it a little bit here to the right, like that. Let's suppose we have a road here. I know the dimensions of the road, I know where it starts and where it ends, but I don't have a plan. The thing is, to make it easy for me, I should go back to helplines and labeling. For example, I have a walkway from this wall of 2 meters, then I have a road of 4 meters, the rest is gonna be like a walkway. To do that, to start drawing it, it's gonna be a little bit complicated, but if I help myself with the helplines and labeling, it's gonna be very easy. So, for example, I need to draw the starting of the walkway. It's gonna start here. So I will need to click on this line without releasing. I click without releasing, I hover over it, then there is this helpline here, this green line that appears. Now I release on this corner and I take it to this corner. I have now the reference line with these properties that appear. I need a parallel, a space between this line and the parallel I'm gonna draw of 2 meters. Then the number of parallels, I need only one. I press enter, and then I have my walkway. Then from this one, I can click on it here. I can start from this point to this one. I need well, now that I started here, I need to, because the parallels always, this is the start, this is the end, the parallels always go to the left if I have a positive number. But if I write -4 and go here and say that I need one parallel, -4 meters, let's make it, that's well, let's make it -6. It's good now. That's -6 meters. If you can see, this line here is not on top of this one, so I need to bring it here to zoom in until I see where it goes exactly. Same here. Now they are, it's on top of the first one. Now I have the walkway, I have the road and the walkway here. If I want to build that, it's easy now because I have the dimensions. I can go to Site, Floor Element, Rectangular Floor Element. Now I cannot see the reference lines. Why? Let's go to Display Options, because they are hidden. So I will show reference lines here. Let's now go to, yeah, it's still active. Draw rectangular floor element. I will click on this corner to this one and click here. I have something wrong. I will do it again. I deleted the one I have just drawn. Click again and then click here, bring it to the next line, and then I click, and it's now there. If I click here, then my walkway will disappear. If I click on it again, click once more, and then the position, I need it to start in 0 instead of -1. Now I will see the walkway. I will click on it, Control C, Control V. I will go to the floor plan view. I will pick this corner. I can either drag this one like this or pick this corner and bring it on top of this corner. If the walkway is a little bit wider in this part, I will click on scale, then I will drag this part until I get to the edge here, and I can see the walkways and the road. I just need to add some textures to make it look like a real one.
When you have an IFC 3D model, you click on Import IFC, then you choose your model, then Open. Welcome to the IFC Import wizard. The IFC file is being read. Please wait a moment. This is the content of the IFC file. It says select which IFC content DIALux should import. Well, we have a lot of elements here. We have the site, we have the building, and inside the building we have IFC building element proxy, IFC distribution element, IFC railing, IFC slab, etc. And every story has the same thing again: IFC building element proxy, IFC door, IFC railing, IFC window, etc. If you want to, to display all the elements, all these elements, you just make sure everything is checked. If not, if you want to exclude some elements, you can go and uncheck them. For example, this IFC slab. Or if you want to hide whole stories, you can just click uncheck them like that. But I will, in this case, show everything, and I will click on next. I have two methods of importing the IFC models. We have the new method, which is recommended, and the legacy one. The new method is faster with complex models. More objects will be imported. A little drawback: light can leak between surfaces that are in contact with each other. For example, in the corners, shadow edges can sometimes occur. It's okay. Then on here you can check this to override the reflectances when importing with the default reflectances from my settings. It depends on your, what you want. Then I will click finish and my 3D model is gonna be imported right away inside DIALux evo. Once imported, you can see something like that in 2D. In 3D, it looks like this, and it's really a very complex project. I mean, if you know DIALux a little bit, you would be aware that this project is very complex. And that's one of the goals of using import IFC. Once imported, you can go directly or almost directly to light to start lighting up your project because the 3D is done. In this case, the missing thing is the textures. You can go to construction, go to materials and play with that as you need in your project. This IFC 3D model is the one that we're going to use for the course DIALux evo for residential lighting design. Don't miss it out because it will teach you everything you need about lighting design, residential lighting design using DIALux evo.
Street lighting project model is used for street projects that require proper lighting calculations to ensure energy efficiency, visibility, and safety for the road users. The process is almost the same. You have the project, you enter the project data, project street lighting test, street lighting test for the free DIALux evo course for beginners. Then you enter the date, address. I'm gonna enter Tenerife again, Tenerife, Morocco. Well, what am I doing? Tenerife, Morocco. Then I can enter a description, select an image if I'd like to, add more contacts. Then I have the planning. This part here combines the 3D modeling and the lighting, so you do both. This tab here, roads, it's where you do the 3D modeling. Then you have the Luminaire section, it's where you do the lighting. Then you have here where you can take views. You check the results here. Once everything is ready, you go prepare the documentation and voila.
The planning part is where most of the work gets done. In the vertical tab, roads, you do the modeling of the project. In Luminaire selection, you do the lighting. By default, you have a roadway of 7 meters wide and the illuminance class M4. The standard used is EN 1321 2015. This is the European standard for street lighting. This one is the same, but it's the 2004 one, so the 2015 is the update of this one. And then we have the ROVL 2011. This is the Dutch guidelines for outdoor or public lighting design. On here we have the optimization. We have the requirements for the M4 class. We have here the requirements. If we come here, change this randomly, then let's go, for example, and make it C2. Then it will be displayed here with its requirements. Let's go back to M4. In this section, we can create new roads. So if you click on it, you just create a new road and it's on here.
can create as many as you need. You can duplicate the row geometry, the active row geometry. This one, for example, you can duplicate its geometry. You can duplicate the road with luminaire arrangement, but in this case we don't have any luminaire arrangement yet. This part here where we calculate the lighting is called the valuation field. You can delete it if you want to by clicking here on delete selected valuation field. That's how you create new roads. Actually, I will undo these actions. I need only one road here. In this part, street profile, like we have explained, there is one roadway by default. You can add as many as you want, as you need. You can add sidewalks. Let's go first to 3D view for us to see what we are doing. We can add a sidewalk here to the left, another one to the right. Let's move the second one here by clicking on this arrow down, down, down. Now it's to the right. I need a lane between the two roads. I didn't even know what I said. A median. It's called actually a median. I will move it here between the two roadways. It's now there. Let's change its width, 2 meters. Let's change its height, 0.2, for example. The maximum is maybe 0.4, so let's try 1. So maximum is 0.3. Let's make it 0.1. And as for the sidewalks here, we can change their width, the height. We can change the luminance class, it's P4. We can calculate the vertical illuminance, semi-cylindrical illuminance. Same here for this one. And as for the for the roadway, it's 7 meters wide, number of lanes 2. If we expand this arrow here, we can say that the roadway 1, like the 2 lanes, go in one direction. The roadway 2, and the class is M4. The roadway 2, well, yes, the 2 lanes go to the left. You can change the surface, the Q0, etc. You also have the possibility to create a bicycle lane, a parking, a grass strip, and an emergency lane. Go and play with all these, add them, delete them, change their properties, etc. Once the geometry is ready, we can go to luminaire selection. On here, you either have your luminaire, the LDT, the IES, ULD, or the GLDF file, or you can go to Luminaire Finder. Select Outdoor, Pole Integrated. This one, Pole Integrated Round Wide Direct. We have 2,621 luminaires found. To choose this or that luminaire, we have a lot of criteria to consider, but in our case, let's make things easy for ourselves and pick this one. Send it to DIALux. Once imported to DIALux, we only have one option, and it's Add Road Luminaire Arrangement. By default, it goes here, and the amount of luminaires inserted is 10. 10 luminaires selected. On here, if we scroll down, we have the arrangement types. This one here is called arrangement only on bottom side. This one, if I click on it, it's arrangement only on upper side. This one is two-sided arrangement. This one is two-sided arrangement offset. And this one here is called median arrangement. Then we have so much other properties down here. If you don't know which is which, you can click on this one, or without clicking, you can just hover over it, and you have a lot of things. You have the light center height, light overhang, pole distance from roadway, bottom length, boom angle, etc. You can see all of them there, and then you come here and change them, like depending on your project again. So let's change the ones that interest us the most. So this arrangement gives us the lighting only to the left side. So if I go to display options and I show the distribution, I have lighting only in this side of the road. I want it in the other side, so I'll come to number of luminaires per pole. I will make it 2. I have 2 luminaires now per pole. Then if I go to boom angle, it's actually the degree of inclination of these poles. So I will make it, it's not actually the pole, the degree of angle of the, let's go to alpha there. It's the boom angle, yeah. Let's change this to 5, for example. Now we can see the effect in 3D. Let's go to light overhang. Let's make it 1 meter. It's actually this distance here. And yes, let's now run the calculations like this and see the results. To do that, we just click on optimize here. And we can scroll down to see the results. So the first thing you can see here is we have the luminance, it's 0.68, and it should be above 0.75. This is the first problem. Or well, yeah, this is for the roadway 1, same for the roadway 2, same problem. For the pedestrian, well, for the sidewalks, they are good. We need a solution for this luminance. That should be above 0.75. So I will come back here and I will change the boom angle to 0. Then I will optimize again and see. I will scroll down. I have solved the roadway problem, but I have created a new problem. The illuminance in this sidewalk should be more than 5 lux and less than 7.5. In my case, I have 8.16, which is not a big deal. I will consider that this is a good result. Before I go to documentation, I will go and take some views here to add in my report. So I will take this view here. Don't know, it looks good, maybe. I will take this view, save view. I will call it, well, yeah, scene 1, road scene 1. Then something like this. I'll come here to this valuation area and I will take another view. I'll call it scene 2. And it's time to prepare the documentation. The documentation for street lighting projects is the same or almost the same as for the other types of projects. So you have everything we've seen before on here. Then you click on edit. You include the elements you want to include. So I want a cover, no preface, table of content, contacts, description, no, images, luminaire list, yes, product data sheets, no. But if you want to include it, you can include it. Street 1, we have only one alternative, description, you can keep it, no image. The summary, sidewalk 1, roadway 1, roadway 1, sidewalk 2, then the glossary. I don't want to include the glossary. I'll scroll up to cover. I will click on configure page. I will add my logo and a photo. It can be a disclaimer or your website, depends, up to you to choose. Select logo. Here's the logo, the footer. I will write my website, MAGGMALIGHT.com. Then I will click back to page view. Here's how it looks now. I will click on this photo. I will go to this tab here, views, to select the views I have taken myself. Have this one, apply. I will click on layout alternatives and move it to the middle. Then here is it, street lighting test for the free DIALux evo course for beginners. It's what we have included here, what we have written here. Documentation, table of contents. That's the table of contents. Contacts, it's me. Then the luminaire list, have the luminaire list. That's the luminaire and that's the amount, the quantities. 14. Then if I come down to description, I can click on this photo again and choose this one instead. I can move it to the middle again if I want to. Then I have the summary according to EN 1321, the 2015 one. That's the summary. So I have the sidewalk, the road, the median, the road, and the sidewalk. Then for more details, I can click on each element. Here I have the sidewalk number 1. That's it. The target should be between 5 and 7.5. I have 8.16. It's okay to me. But I am not a street lighting specialist. If you are a street lighting specialist, you can decide on your own. I have the roadway 2. Here is it, roadway 2. You can see and check all of these technical data and these calculations. Then once everything is good or seems good to you, you click on edit, you select this or click on show entire documentation. And I have my entire report on here. You can scroll down to see all of the pages. Once everything is ready, you go and save it or print it. If you have the Pro version, you can have a presentation or a table.
In this DIALux evo free course case study, bedroom lighting, we'll go from this plan to this amazing 3D bedroom with great lighting. Let's now import the DWG plan. I click on New Project, Create New Project, Import Plan, Bedroom Plan, DIALux evo course for beginners. Open. Then here, like we have said before, we can either place the origin where we want it to be, or we can just click on Next. To the unit here to select is inch, because this plan is in inches, then Finish. I still use meters. If I come here to tape measure, if I measure from this point to this one, well, to this one here, is 3.048 meters. That is 10 feet actually. If I wanted to switch to feet like we have seen in the settings, general settings, we can do it here in units of measurement, length units, and switch to imperial system, but I want to keep the metric system, so I will close the settings and come back here. To build the room, we have two ways to do it. We can either come here to story and building construction and click on draw new room, but I don't recommend it now in the beginning. Let's first start with site, because it's way better to start drawing a new building instead of a new room, because now we have one room, but if the building had more than one room, it's always better to have the habit to start drawing new buildings. The way to do that is you just click here and you start building or drawing your room here or your story if you have more than one room. And you click on every corner like that. I click on my corners, I zoom out, and I click on my mouse wheel to take my building right and left. Then I zoom out, I right click, I close the polygon. Again, in the story mode, I cannot see the plan. That means I need to go to the plans and go to visibility, show plan in all views. I can do it here, or I can do it here in display plans. I can expand this and show it here as well. But to make it easier for me, let's click on show plan in all views so that I will have it in building and inside. Let's go back to story. Now I have the building. It's like a 3D volume, but I cannot see a room now. For me to see the room, to build the room, I need to dig it, and to do that, I'll have to go here to story and building construction, and now I can draw new room, and I follow the interior walls. I start from here, and then I go to the next corner, I zoom out, I move my plan to the right by clicking on the mouse wheel, I go to this corner, I zoom out, and then I click on this last corner, I zoom out, I right click, I close the polygon. I did not include the wardrobe because I don't have any lighting to do in it. In this case, it's not gonna be backlit or something, so I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna do as if it was a wall, but if I had to light it up as well, then I will have to include it. In our case, let's just leave it like this. I'll go to 3D, and now I can see my room. The story height is 3 meters. Now the room is built. To make and insert a false ceiling or a drop ceiling, you need to go to this tab here called Ceilings. Then you have two ways of inserting a ceiling. You have insert ceiling into a room. This is automatic way, like this. Click on it, and then boom, you have it on there. Or you have the draw new ceiling. It's actually you who decide where to place it. So something like that, I don't know. And then you click on close polygon, then you have your ceiling like that. But that's not what we want. What we want is actually, like you can see here, we have a window. We need to have some cove lighting in this side to have some indirect lighting that will fall on the curtain. And we want a distance from this wall to the false ceiling or the drop ceiling of 20 centimeters. To do that, I will go to helplines and labeling. I'll go to reference line. I'll click on here to here. And I need 0.2, 1. Now I have this area here is not going to have a false ceiling. So I can now either draw a new ceiling like point by point, or I can insert a ceiling like that, and then I can click on edit polygon and move these points to this one and this second point to this place. If I go to the 3D view, it would look like this. If I click on it, I will have some properties that I can change. For example, on here, distance of shell to floor. This is this distance here. If I go to the side view, from this point to this one, it's going to be 2.6. The ceiling void is 30 centimeters. This distance here, I will make it only 0.25. No, 0.25. and the thickness of the wall is 0.03, which means 3 centimeters. As for the sides of the full ceiling, they are not closed. If I want to close them, I can make it like this. Now they are closed. I now have like a void here. If I want to fill in this void, I can click on this and change the ceiling thickness to 0.25. It's gonna be filled. Well, I still have like a little bit. It's not 0.25, 0.25 plus 3, which makes it 28. Now it's filled. It's an extrusion volume without any void, but I want to go back. I need the void here to place my spots and the luminaires, the wires, the wiring, and all that will go through this void here. I also have an option, the side offset, where I would be able to place my LED strip on here. I will make it 0.05, which means 5 centimeters. Now I have here 5 centimeters where I will be able to place my LED strip. To insert doors and windows, like we have seen before, we need to go to apertures. In apertures, we will go to door, standard, and we will insert it here. The door opens to the interior, inside, which means we'll have to start in this side of the wall. If the door opens to the outside, we will start the building like we will insert the door in the other side of the wall. But since it opens to the interior, we will place it in the interior. And now it would open to the interior in the 3D view. Like you see, the door opens to the interior. As for the window, this is a window, I don't know how to call this, maybe a French window or something. It's a window but a door at the same time, a window that opens. And the closest type of windows is this one here, rectangular window with mullion. I will click on it and then I will place it. It starts from this point to this one. As for windows, we can start in this side of the wall or this one. There is no problem about that. Now let's change the dimensions of this window. Let's make the height 2.5 and for the sill height, let's make it 0.2. The width of the frame should be 0.05. Same thing for this mullion in the middle, it should be 0.05. And if I go to the room view here, I have this. To insert the furniture, we have two ways to do it. We can either use the DIALux furniture by going to Furniture and Objects, select, then go to More Objects, then you can go to Home Furniture, go to Beds, for example, and then you can choose a bed, this one, place it, you can drag and drop it, you can rotate it like this, and then bring it here, like that. In 3D, something like this. But if you want something fancy, you should import your 3D objects. Go and download them. They are available in the resources, and follow me as I import them step by step. to import them, you can either go to File, Import, and click on Furniture File, or you can go to Select here, and then click on this one, Import Object, or simply you can go to the folder and drag and drop it on your DIALux file like that. Yes, it's huge, but we're gonna scale it to fit this, bed plan. Let's go to 2D view. Let's zoom to entire scene. It's still very, very, very huge. It's bigger than than the room itself. So let's make it 2 meters by 2 meters by 1 meter, just to bring it here. These are the pillows, so I will rotate it like this, 90. I will bring it here to this corner, not here. Well, I should move it a little bit more up, like that. And I will go to scale. I will scale it like this, here. Then I will bring it, no, I will bring it down a little bit, like that. Yeah. In 3D view, it looks good. So 1 meter height is good, I think. Now time to import the other objects. I should go and look for it in the folder, in the right folder. So I will come back here and drag and drop the table easily to my project. Again, it's so huge, so I'll have to resize it. Let's again make it 1, 1, 1, just to make it smaller so I can resize it easily. I will rotate it like that. What am I doing? 0 here. Yep, we'll make it 90. Well, minus 90, because I have this handle here. And now I will, no, what am I doing now? So I will, oh, again. Okay. It does not work. I don't know what's wrong with me or with my mouse or, okay, now it's gonna be good. I hope so. Good. Good. And good. Let's see the result in 3D. It's a little bit higher than I want. So, wow, it's even very high. Let's make it 0.4 and see how it would look like, how it would be. I need to move it a little bit up. So now it's good. I will click on it, Control C, Control V, and I will bring it to the other side like that. No, so need to move it a little bit further down like that, yeah. And here is it. This looks good now. I need to import a plant. So to import the plant, I do the same process. Again, it's a huge plant. Let's make it 1, 1, 1. Let's bring it to this corner. Let's make it a bit smaller, just a little bit smaller, 0.8, 0.8. and then 1 meter is okay. Let's bring it a little bit to the corner again, like that, and in 3D it looks nice. If I hide the plan, I would have something like that. Like we have seen before, you can either import objects from the DIALux catalog. Here you have to go to objects, you have home furniture, office furniture, sanitary, shop design, outdoor planning, street planning, and some additions. You have quite a lot of objects here. Their design is not the best. They are very simple, like you can see here. Still, they are gonna help you in the 3D modeling, because the objective in DIALux evo is not to make everything as realistic as possible. DIALux is a software that is made for lighting. If your goal is 3D modeling, then you can go to other softwares like SketchUp or something like that. The second option is to import ready 3D objects like these two here. Well, not two. We have the bed, we have the plant, we have these side tables. And the third option is to make them yourself. And that's what we are going to do with the curtain. To create any 3D objects in DIALux evo, you need to know what to do. In furniture and objects, here, you need to know how to play with these shapes and also the copy and arrange. To make a curtain, it's easy. We need a hollow half cylinder like this. Then we will copy it, rotate it, and make something like that. Then we will copy both and make something like that. It's like waves that we're gonna make, and then they will look like a curtain. Follow me. First, go to Furniture and Objects, click on Select, choose Vertical Cylinder. These are the properties of this cylinder. We have the height, the diameter, and the segments. So, as for the segments, let's make that as high as possible. For you to understand the segments first, they are actually the segments that compose our cylinder. For you to understand, let's make the segments 6, for example. That's how the cylinder becomes. We have that, and if we choose another, we change the number of segments, let's make them 10. The cylinder would look like this. If we go for a higher number of segments, let's make them 20. It's becoming more and more like a smooth shape of a cylinder. Out of this cylinder, you can make a rectangle by inserting 4 segments, and it becomes this. We can even make kind of a pyramid by inserting 3 segments. It's like this. It's a triangle in 2D, but in 3D it's like this. But I will delete all these. I will clear the history, to delete the unused objects, or click on vertical cylinder. The highest number of segments here in furniture and objects, when it comes to most of these objects here, wherever we have like a cylindrical or a spherical shape, the highest number of segments is 64. If we go for 100, it goes down to 64. So I will bring this one, or before I bring it, I will change the height 3 meters. The diameter, it's gonna be like 0.1. then I drag and drop it, or I place individual object. Let's drag and drop it like this. Let's bring it to this side of the room. It should be a hollow half cylinder. So to do that, I will copy and paste this one. I will make it a little bit smaller. I will make it 0.09 centimeters. Same for here, 0.09. And now I need to go to copy and arrange, then go to intersection, well, subtract. I need to subtract this small cylinder from this big one. So I will have a hollow cylinder. Here in the subtract Boolean operation, the red one is the one that stays and the blue one is the one that goes. So if I click, for example, on vertical cylinder 10, then this blue one is going to go and this one is going to stay, but I want the opposite. Then I click on subtract, and now I have a hollow cylinder. Now it's a hollow cylinder. I should now go to 2D. I want only half of the cylinder. There are plenty of ways to do that, but I will show you an easy way to do it. Go to Furniture and Objects again. You choose a cube. You change its dimensions. Let's make that 0.15, for example. The length 0.15 again. And then the height, let's make it 3. Then you bring it here. You pick the center. You bring it to the center. You're going to feel it like when it sticks to the center. Then you copy and paste that one. You pick this point, then you hover over this line here. When you get to the middle, it sticks to it. Then we stay there. We delete the first one. We select both of these objects. You go back to copy and arrange. Then you stay in subtract. Like we have explained before, that red one is the one that stays. And I click on subtract, and I have a hollow half cylinder. Now what I should do is I will click on this. I will go back to Furniture and Object. I will Control C, Control V it. Then I will rotate it 180 degrees. Then I will bring it here. I want it to look like one object, like this. Now I have this wave. Then I will copy and paste it. Copy, paste. Like this. Oh well, I need to move it to the right a little bit. Good. Copy and paste again. Copy and paste. Good. Then I can do the same on this side. There are a lot of ways to do that, but this is the easiest way, especially if you are a beginner. This is meant to be an easy way to make a curtain. Well, I think that's good. If I go to 3D view, it would look like this. Looks like a real curtain. I will now select all of these hollow half cylinders. I will go back to copy and arrange. I will go to combine. I will combine them. So now they are one object. I will I will move them till they touch this wall. I will copy and paste them. I will bring them to the left. I can scale them. Now that they are combined, I can scale them. I can make this curtain small, like that. And I think this looks a bit realistic. It's not that bad. I can add something that holds the curtain here, and it will be in the room elements in BIM, I will create a beam somewhere here. So I will make it like a beam of, I will start here. I will make it a beam of 4 centimeters. Then I will move it down here. And as for this beam, I want it to start from 4 centimeters from the wall. So I will copy, paste that one. I will move it here. Now this distance is 4 centimeters. I will delete the first one. As for the dimensions of this one, I will make its height 0, because if we go to 3D, we'll see, you'll have this. It goes 1 meter down. I want only like 0.04, only 4 centimeters. Then I should bring the curtain down for 4 centimeters by scaling it like this. Same for this one here. I bring it down and voila, I have my curtain. I forgot to move the curtains so that they are aligned with this thing they are attached to. So I will move them down here. Now this would look good. This just lacks some textures, but before going to textures, we are going to create a painting here. To create a painting frame, there are a lot, like really a lot of ways to do that, but let's pick the easiest one. So we want the frame, the painting frame, to be here in the middle between this wall and the door. So the easiest way to do it is, like, you can either pick this one or this one. You drag and drop it on this wall here. It's now on this wall. I will go to the 2D view. I will scale it like randomly, like that. I will bring it to this wall, and I will bring it in this other side here till it touches the door. There. Then now it occupies the whole distance between the wall and the door. I will now change the width to be 0.80 centimeters. Well, 0.8 centimeters, which is 0.8 meters, which is 80 centimeters, and the height I want it to be 1.2. I want this to start at 1.5 meters. Well, let's make it 1 meter, and let's start it from. I want it to have the same height actually as this door, so I will go to the side view to see where the door starts. Yes, the door finishes here, painting finishes here as well. Perfect. Now the width actually of this is here, 0.15. I will make it 0.04, like that. This is the width of my frame. Or let's make it 0.03. And then to make the frame look realistic, I will copy and paste that. I will make the second one smaller by 2 centimeters in each side, which means I will make it 0.76. This 1 meter is going to be 0.96. So I have 2 centimeters in each side. Then I will move it a little bit out, or I will change the thickness. It will be 0.01. Well, it should be to this other side. So I will bring it here. Well, here, like that, something like this. Then I will select both. To select something, sorry, I didn't mention this in the previous videos, but to select an object, well, or several objects, you press on Shift on your keyboard, then you select the second one. Then I will go to Copy and Arrange again. I will go to Subtract, I want this blue one to go, I want the red one to stay, so I will click on subtract. Now I have a frame. All I need is the painting and also to add a texture to the frame, which we'll be doing in the next video. Let's start with the frame of the painting. To paint it, well, paint it like in a wooden something, so it should be wood. To do that, let's go to materials, click on select. We actually go to catalogs, and then we have actually two catalogs, material catalog and color catalog. Let's pick the material catalog. Let's go to indoor. Then, well, without even that, we can write them here. We can write wood. Then we'll have like all the types of wood. Let's pick this one. Click on apply. Then let's make it darker by changing the reflection factor. Let's make it 20. The reflective coating, we can leave it like this, 2. Then we drag and drop it on the whole object. Now we should add the painting itself, the picture. It should be anything else, but let's go to the resources folder, go to textures, and this one will be the one we will add to our painting. Let's go back to DIALux. To do that, to bring it, to import it into DIALux, you should go to create texture material, textures, painting, then you open it. It's now there. You can change its reflection factor, but most of the time the one suggested by DIALux is good. I'll make it 10 only. Then I will apply it here. When you apply it, you can still click on it while being in the materials tab. Then you will be able to actually change the shape, well, the dimensions of it, like that. Now, this is your painting. Let's go to the floor. Let's paint, add a material to the floor. To do that, let's go to select, catalog, materials. I will stay in wood here. I will choose, you can either do it here or go to indoors, go to floor, click on wood. Then again, inside wood we have some types, but I will make it easy. I will pick this one, apply. Then here I will change its reflection. I'll make it 25. It depends on your real project. I mean, if the real project has this type of wood, then you should use this type of wood. If it has something else, it depends again. So I will apply this material, and it's like this now. It looks really good. As for this wall here, this one, I should again create a texture material, textures, and I will click on wall, number 1. I have it imported. I will click on apply material. I will apply it on this one. Now, there is a truck passing next to the house, so we're gonna hear some noise, but it's okay. I click on it again to actually resize it. So I will click on this point and I will bring it to the top like that. Then I will move this one to the right, and then it looks like this now. I will bring the other one for this wall, create texture material, resources, textures, wall number 2, open. It's imported. I will again click on apply material. I will click on it to change its dimensions. I want it to go up to the ceiling. It should be like 3 meters. And then it looks good. So I have this wall, this wall. I can add the same one, this one here, to the other wall. To do it, I will pick the material I click on pick material, I click on the material I want to choose, then I apply it on the wall, and it's like this. Don't forget that there is this wardrobe here, so this would not look like this in real life because there is the wardrobe. Then I should import the texture of the curtains. So I will go back again to the resources. I will create a texture material, textures, curtain, open. It's there. I will leave it as it is. I will just drag and drop it on the curtains. This is the first one. This is the second one. I can as well, because it's always, I mean, these 3D objects are always kind of tricky, so you need to do some extra work when, like after being imported to DIALux. I will, for example, here pick the color of this cover. I will change this slightly. Let's make it 55 degrees, and I will drag and drop it again on top of it. And here is it. It looks more realistic. I mean, this cover and the pillows as well. A little detail here as well. I can pick the material of this window frame and mullion. I will make it a bit darker. Let's make it 15 with our reflective coating of 3, for example. Then I drag and drop it, and it's darker and it looks good. As for the ceiling, I will leave it like this. You either paint it like in a normal color, depends on your choice. For example, if I drag and drop this color on it, it will, I mean, it will look like this, it will have this color. But if I go back to the material catalog and go indoor, go to door here, I have 2 or 3. Well, I have 3 or 4 even, but I will pick this one, this material, no, not this one, this one, well, stay, this one, yes, finally, apply. I will drag and drop it on the door, because it looks a bit realistic, you know, with this, I mean, fake handle that we actually can make with furniture and objects here, but let's make it, I mean, we don't need to go that much into this kind of details. That looks okay to me. It looks very good. And as for this wall here, I will leave it like this. It's okay. Then my room is now ready for the lighting. The 3D modeling is finished. Yes.
This is a DIALux evo course for beginners, but I'd like to give you some lighting design basics as well. Why? To me, DIALux evo is a calculator. Lighting design is math. If you have a good calculator, but you know nothing about math, it's useless. So before we jump into anything, I'd like to remind every one of you of that most important lighting design principle. Your lighting design should adapt to the spaces and their occupants, not them adapting to your designs. I have been doing this for so many years, and trust me, I have seen a lot of great projects, but ruined by bad lighting. Another thing you need to know about is the lighting layers: general, task, and accent lighting. If you respect and apply this in your projects, you will thank me later. Now, let's go to our sketch. To adapt my lighting design to this bedroom users, there are a lot of questions to ask in order to understand how they use this space in a daily basis. One of them is who sleeps in which side of the bedroom and whether or not they like reading or doing any activities that require a good amount of lighting before they sleep. Do they wake up at night? It turns out that the husband likes sleeping in this side of the bed. So I'm gonna try to draw something. Sorry for my drawing abilities. That's the wife. And the husband likes reading a lot,
and that translates into I need an adjustable light somewhere here that the husband would adjust it and move it wherever he wants the light in. As for the wife waking up a lot at night, I would need an indirect and smooth lighting that's going to be gentle on her eyes. Let's start with the first layer, which is the general lighting. I would place a luminaire that's going to be a suspension in this case because I have enough height actually, and this suspension I would need it to provide me lighting in a circle like this, so the beam angle should not be very small or very wide because I actually don't want the light to get, the direct light to get to this part of the bed to glare the couple, the lay-in couple. Then I have the task lighting, and I have this actually part of the bed. I would want to have like a wall lamp, an adjustable wall lamp, for the reasons that we have explained before. For this side, I would place a suspension to light up this table, to light up the things that we are going to have in the table without too much, light in the sides. In front of the bed, I would use two spots to have like some light spots on the ground to light up this alley, because if you can see it around the bed, it's kind of an alley, a kind of a corridor that I would like to light up as well. If you remember, we have a painting somewhere here and a plant here. I'm not the best at drawing, but still you can understand what I mean with my crazy sketches. So, this painting here, I would need a projector, a nameable projector, to highlight this painting. So it's going to be a medium beam angle. As for this plant here, I would need maybe the same projector or almost the same. Maybe there would be a small difference of the beam angle actually. This one is going to be a bit narrow. Then we have on here a Cove lighting. We have the full ceiling that starts from here and it covers all of the room. We have a distance of 20 centimeters on here. On there we will place an LED strip that will provide us an accent lighting on the curtain. So I will draw the curtain as well. So we will have an accent lighting on this curtain, and the same LED strip is going to provide us a task lighting on this area of the room. Same for this projector, it will provide us a task lighting in this area of the room. If you take a closer look at this layout, you can see that this suspension and this projector are on the same line. This projector and these two spots are on the same line. And that means that we can use a track, an L-shaped track, to have not all of these luminaires on it. This projector, the two spots, this projector and the suspension. So I will have something like this. So the track would have like a shape like that, and yeah, let's go to DIALux evo to see the 3D of all that.
Great job! Keep learning, and I will see you in the next video.
Let's start by making the track. To do that, I will go to floor plan view. The track will be made here in room elements by this beam. But first, let's go to helplines and labeling so that we know where to place it. Like we have explained, the track would go on top, like it will pass on top of this, in the middle of this table. It will go here, and it will come all the way here, then it will turn, so that will place the projector that will light up this plant. And on here it will pass between the bed and the wall. Okay, for here the track will start, it will have an offset of 15 centimeters between the wall and the table. Well, between the wall and the starting of the track. To draw that, I will go to draw reference line. I will choose it here. Then I will choose an offset of 0.15, then one number of parallels. So my track will start here and it will go all the way here. I should know where it would stop here, and it's actually going to be the middle between this bed and the wall. To know the middle between the bed and the wall, I will first measure this distance between the bed and the wall. It's 0.922. I'll use my calculator. 0.922 divided by 2, 0.461. 0.461, I will draw a reference line. It should be here. 0.461. See, now it went to the left because, like I have explained before, this is the beginning, this is the end. The parallels always go to the left. For us to change that, to bring this line here to the right, I can either write minus here, minus 0.461, or I can change the orientation of this line here, and it goes now to the right. I need another reference line. It should start here in the middle. If you cannot find the middle, it's easy to find it. The way to do it is by actually using two lines here. The first passes through here, the second passes here, and then now this is the middle. So I will start my line here where the two lines meet, then I will come all the way here. I should make sure the angle is 180, and then that's it. Easy. So now I will select it again. I will expand it till it gets to this line. So now my track will go here and all the way here. Okay, I will hover over this one so I will know where it will start exactly. So it will start here. As for this one, I will take it to the right like this. So this is the exact path, track path. I will click on this one. The length of this, where is it? So yeah, this is the position, this is the length. Well, I cannot change the length actually here, but I'm gonna see here, I'm gonna just hover over this line. I can press the tab and I will make this 2.2 meters. It comes all the way here. Maybe this is too much. I will change it. I will press on tab again. 2 meters. I think yes, 2 meters is good. As for this one, I will check the length of it. It's 2.43. I will make it 2.45, and I will take it a little bit to the right by clicking on move. I will take it a little bit to the right, so it will start in less than 15 centimeters from the wall, but it's okay. Then I will go to room elements, beam, draw rectangular room. I will click on this end of the line. I will go to this end here. I will go to this direction. But for me to know the width, I will click, I will press tab key again, then I will make it 0.03. Then I will move it so it aligns with the existing line here. I will copy and paste it. I will rotate it 90 degrees. Then I will bring it here. Again, I will bring it on top of this line. Then I will move it up here. I will move it here. Then else for this part of the track, I will move it here. Then as for this one, I will scale it. I'll bring it till it touches this end of the line. Here is it. In 3D, it will look like that because it drops, this beam drops 1 meter by default. I will select both of them. I will change this to 0.05 because it's actually a recessed track, because we have this drop ceiling or false ceiling. I want it to look recessed. Then I will go to materials. I will pick the material of these tracks. I'll make it dark. Let's make it 5. The reflective coating should be like 4. Then I will drag and drop this new material like that. This track looks a little bit thick, so I can change it. I can make its width, which corresponds to length here, 0.02. Same here, 0.02. Then I should come here, move it this way. I will move this one here, and my track is ready to receive the luminaires. To use a luminaire in DIALux evo, it should have its photometrical data, and that data is contained in IES, LDT, ULD, and GLDF files. We have said that for general lighting we will be using a suspended luminaire somewhere here. To import it, we have several ways to do so. You can either go to File, Import Luminaire file. We can drag and drop it. We can come here to Open Luminaire List, then click on Import Luminaire file. I mean, a lot of ways to do that. We also have this option, go to Resources, Luminaires. This is the suspension. You right click on it, go to More Options, and you click on in DIALux evo, and it opens in DIALux evo. Then I want actually to place this luminaire somewhere here. I will click on the automatic arrangement because I want it to be in the middle, or I can drag and drop it and right click on it and click on select center in the area. It's now centered in the area, but the problem is if I go to 3D, if I go to display options and show light visualization, I will glare the couple laying in this bed. So I need to bring this down to change the mounting height to 2 meters, for example, but I still have some light on here. That means I should take the luminaire further to the left. And now I think the light is not going to glare them that much. But maybe I'm going to move it a little bit more. So I need a distance. I need to set a distance here between this, the end of the bed, and the center of the luminaire. So I will go to help lines and labeling. I will set a line. I will set the distance to 0.35. Well, I should change, no. Should bring this line here. 1, so it will go to the right. I now have my luminaire. No. This help line has disappeared. No, it's not. It's still there. Then I will move my luminaire until it's on top of the help line. Yes, it's now on top of it. And if I select it, the light is gonna light up the room, but it's not gonna glare the occupants. This is good, but something is still missing, and it's the suspension cord. To make a suspension cord, we need to go to Construction, Furniture and Objects, select, go up to Vertical Cylinder. You can either change the segments or not. Let's make them 20. The height, let's keep it 1 meter, because we'll change it manually, we'll scale it. The diameter should be something like 0.0003. I will drag and drop it here. Then I will take it to the middle of my suspension in 3D. I will bring it up. I will move it up. To be more precise in the work, I'll go to the side view. Then I will bring this down here to the top of the luminaire. Then I will bring this other end here. I don't know where, well, it's not a big deal though. Oh, okay. Then normally it does not look like this. It should have something again here, and we will make it fancy. Let's go to Frost Remover Cone. Let's change the lower diameter to 0, upper diameter 0.07, height 0.05. The segments, let's make them 20 again. Then let's drag and drop this here to bring it to the middle of the luminaire. Then let's bring it up. So maybe here, I think. Yes, then in materials, let's pick the color of the track and let's drag and drop it on this cord and this thing here, and this would look a bit more realistic. Let's now import the bedside luminaires, the wall lamp and the suspension. For the wall light, open this Word file, pick the link, then it will take you to Luminaires, Luminaire Finder, DIALux Luminaire Finder, then send it to DIALux. To insert it in an efficient way, I'll go to Floor Plan View, I'll come here, then I will pick Draw Line Arrangement. So I will hover over this line, so I have this help line on the wall. I will go up, then I will hover on this line again, so I know where to stop. I click here, then I should scroll down to rotation. I'll click on this one, and this one, and I will move this to the left so it will attach, so it will hold to the wall like this. And now I should bring it down like that. let's go to mountain height. Let's make it 0.9 meters. I can click on it again, then go to edit joints. I will click on this joint here, then I will lean it forward. Then I will click on this joint again. Here I will lean it a bit more. Then I will click on this joint and I will rotate it so the light goes on top of the table. That's good. I will now import the suspension. To do so, I will go again to Luminaires. I will right click on this one. I will go to more options in DIALux evo. It's here. I will now go to here, the middle, the two lines we have drawn before. I will drag and drop it here. Then I will move it to the middle of these lines until it snaps to the middle, and that's good. I should move it down, and this is actually this this light visualization is very, very useful, because you know where the light goes, you know, actually you can see the distribution of the light. So I need the light on the table only. I don't want it to spill like everywhere. So I will move it until I have it only on the table, and it's 1 meter. Let's make it 1 meter, and this is perfect. And someone is calling me. No, I'm not answering you. I'm working. Then again, I need this suspension cord, so I will copy this one, copy, paste. Then I will take it, I will bring it here. It's there. I will place it in the middle of this suspension. In the side view, let's first adjust this one. I will click on this, then I will move it down like that. For the other one, where is it? It's here. I will move it down. Same with this one. And it would look like this, which is very, very good. Time to insert the two projectors that are going to be placed on this truck to light up this side of the room. To do that, again, I will go to the resources, luminaires. I select this one. I right click on it. In DIALux evo, where is it? Hello? Well, this one here. In DIALux evo. It's here. Not this one actually. This one has a joint. This one is either for the painting or for the plant. So let me go back. So it's gonna be this one for sure. No, not this one. Wow, this one here. Right click in DIALux evo. Then yes, it's now this one. I actually will draw a line arrangement again, like I have done for this wall lamp. I need to place it here, but I should start from this end of the bed and finish in this end. Then what I will do, I will click here without releasing, so I have this green line that will help me. Then I will go to the middle of my track, then I will release, then I will come here, I will hover over this line, so I have this green line again, and I will click here. I have only one, so I will go to the quantities and make them 2. In the side view, I will move them a little bit up, so they are like inside the track, like this. In 3D view, this would look like that, which is realistic. This is good. So I have almost finished the task lighting. I have this one, these two, and this. Now I will insert the Cove lighting, which plays the role of task and accent lighting. I will place that. To do so, again, I will click on this one, right click, more options in DIALux evo. It's there now. Again, I will place a line arrangement. It's on here. So line arrangement, it's not the exact location, but still I will come to 3. I'll change that to 3. I mean, I have these little space between the lines, but it's okay. I can either if I want to, if I want them to stick to each other, I can select one and move it so it sticks to the other one. Same in this side. And then I select the 3. I go to the side view, this side view here. Now they are placed here. If I go to display options, I show the light distribution curves. I don't need that. I should move them up here first. Then I will rotate them 180 degrees. And now I can either leave it like this or rotate them 45 degrees. Then I will move them up, down. Well, my English is not the best, but still up and down is not that complicated. So yes, this is good. And now time to bring the painting projector and the plant projector. To do that, I will go back to Luminaires. I will, so I have just used this one. If I have a good memory, then I will right click on this one in DIALux evo. This is the narrow beam projector. This is for the plant. So I will place it wherever I want to on this track. So I will place individual luminaire like this, and there are a lot of ways to emit to this plant, but I will click on edit joints and I will click on set illumination point. I can do it in 2D or 3D, but let's do it in 2D here. I want to emit to this point. So now the light goes to this point. If I want to see where it goes, I should click on display options and show the LEO alignment. And now I see where the light goes exactly. It goes to the middle of this plant, which is perfect, which is what I want. I will hide this now. Then I will bring the luminaire, the projector that will highlight my painting. Where is it? It should be this one. I hope so. I really don't know, but I'm gonna try until I find it. I will do try and fail. Not this one, so it's gonna be this one maybe. DIALux evo. Yes, this one, because the beam, they are actually the same with this one, but this one, the distribution is a bit wider. I want to place it on this track, but I want it to be in the middle of the painting. Again, I do hover, I click, but I don't release. This is not working on this object. It's okay. I will place it on my object, on my track. Then I will go to draw reference lines. I will start here Wow, yes. Then I will come all the way here, same for this corner. I'll come all the way here. Then I click on my luminaire. I come to this point, and then here to this point, and now I'm sure it's in the middle. Where is it? It's here. Now I go to edit joints again. I click on my luminaire, and then I actually tilt it until I see that I have its lighting projected on my painting. This is good. I can make it -30 here, and this is perfect. Once we're done with the luminaires, we should go to the calculation objects to add calculation objects where we need to calculate the lighting and the glare. But before that, we should go to spaces to tell DIALux what room this is, because by default, if I click here, I will see the space DIALux preceding application standard office. Every room you build in DIALux is an office by default, so we need to change that. Let's go to edit. In here, in the European standard, you need to know it. The European standards for lighting are made for working places, which means that it's not an appropriate standard for residential lighting. The USA and Japan are more appropriate for residential lighting, but if we want to do it in the European standard, it's going to be a restroom. It's not going to be recognized as a bedroom, as like a real bedroom. It's going to be recognized as a restroom, because in the European standard there is no bedroom. To see that, let's go to File, Settings, Standards. In Standards we have the European one for the interior workspaces. Let's write bedroom. There is no bedroom. Let's write restroom. We have a restroom, and it's actually inside general areas, inside building, rest, sanitation, and first aid rooms. And the visual task requirement is 100 lux. Visual task modified 200. But if I go to the American standard and write bedroom, I have this: residential interiors, bedrooms, television viewing, and the visual task requirement is 300 lux. That means that in this case we can keep the European standard. Let's go back to the European standard, but we're not going to consider the room as a whole. We're going to divide this into little spaces. So we're going to have, for example, we're going to calculate the lighting on the tables. Then we're going to consider this area as a corridor, and we're going to add lighting, insert lighting calculations, calculation objects accordingly. So let's insert a lighting calculation here, or maybe let's make it easy. Let's go to results on surface. It only gives us 1/2 of the surface, so I will delete that one. I'll Control Z that, and I will go to calculation surface here. So I will have the possibility to insert a surface, and I will do it manually like this. Then I should move it up, or I can go to positioning and make it 0.4. It's now on the table. I can copy and paste it and move it to the other table. Then I should make a surface that will calculate the lighting on this kind of corridor. So I will click without releasing, and release here, then move down or come here. I will try to avoid this blunt because Control Z, I need to place this point here. Then I will avoid this blunt, come here and move down to somewhere here. I'll hover over this line like that. I'll also avoid the bed. Then I will right click, close polygon, and that's this little corridor calculation surface. I also need to know the light level, the illumination level on this table, on this painting. So I will click results on surface. It will click calculate the illumination on this surface as well. And that's it, I think, for the calculation objects. I will now run the calculations and then verify the results. To start the calculations, you only click here. But before that, I'd like to show you around this set calculation. So this standard and only one room, only room 1, because our project has room 1. In general, this is used in complex projects because instead of running the calculation for the whole project, you run it for only one floor or only one room. You run it for actually the thing that you have in your screen. It can be a story, it can be one building, etc. So if I move here, it's gonna change to only story 1. I'll go back here, it will be story 1. If I go here to building 1, it will be building 1. It depends on what is displayed on your screen. So now that my project has only one room and that it won't take that much time to be calculated, I will keep it standard. You can also run the calculations for the direct light only, without objects and furniture, only calculation surfaces, simplify lighting for objects and furniture. But in my project, I don't need all of that, so I will just run the standard calculations. Calculation is done. I can see the results. On here, they are displayed to the right. But the first thing that strikes me, or like that comes to my eyes, is that actually this lighting is bluish, even though I have chosen luminaires with warm white. So I will go to display options. I will go to the white balance here. I will make it manual, and without even playing with this scale, the lighting is warm and good. So I'll go back to result overview. This surface here, this table to the left, we have 526. This one to the right, 1046. This one is a bit more powerful. As for this kind of corridor, that we have called it a corridor, but we're still in the bedroom, 237, which is good too. Then as for the surface, we have 111. As for the working plane, it's 289. All of these results are good, but one recommendation in this case is all the luminaires should be dimmable, so the occupants would adjust them accordingly. If you're not happy about the results, you can change the luminaires or their position until you get the results you are looking for. Export. Like we have seen before, we can export views, we can export ray tracings, we can export DWG layout plans and IFC models. Let's start with the views. Let's suppose you like this view here, for example. By the way, for this door, the handle should be here because the door should be opening to this direction, not the opposite, but it's okay, it's a small detail. We can save a view by clicking on Save View. We can save, for example, this view here again. Then if you want to save them to your computer, you click on Save. Ray tracings, it depends on your computer, but if you have a powerful computer, then it's always better to have the highest resolution. It's also good to calculate the highlights. Then you can, also select this one for the HDR format, and then afterwards you could create and save HDR, but I don't need this one. I can, for example, choose like a cool view, for example this one here, and then I can run or start a ray tracing. This is how the ray tracings of this bedroom looks like. Looks very realistic and very good. You can see the reflection on the window, you can see the materials, all that looks very good. And you can do the same thing for as many views as you want. You can take another ray tracing here, you can take another one here. It depends on how many of them you want. Then on the DWG, these are the layers, the elements you can include in your layout plan. For example, the space contours, the space designation. I don't need that, for example. Windows, doors, and skylights, I don't need that. Beam and ceiling construction, I'm gonna keep that because I have used the beams to make the tracks. The luminaires, you can either choose one layer for all luminaires, or one layer per product type, or one layer per arrangement. Let's make it one layer per product type. And then, yes, I'd like to have the luminaire list on this, on the layout plan. Reference lines, I don't need that. Objects, I don't need them because I already have them in the DWG plan. Or if you want to keep them, they are gonna be there. But I will hide them, I don't need them. Then calculation surfaces and points, I don't need them because they're going to be included in the PDF report. That's going to be in the documentation. And then I will choose the format of the AutoCAD I want to export the file to. The units of measurement, they are inches, and then I export to a new file. Save, and it's exported. By the way, like you can see here in the side, every element I don't include, I exclude in my layout plan, it disappears from here. But don't worry, it's not gone forever. If you go back here, you're gonna see everything. Well, I don't want to click on documentation. I wanted to click on export. Sorry, so I will go back to export. Well, it's going to take some time. Well, we're going to wait. Okay, export. Then IFC model. We have the IFC file type. We have the 4 of them like we have seen before. Let's keep the IFC. Then we have this version 2.3. And then you export to a new file. Concerning the documentation, in this video, we will go a bit further than we have explained previously. Let's go to Edit to show the elements we'd like to include first. I'd like to include the cover, in preface no, table of content yes, description no, images no, luminaire list I can say yes here. Then as for the product data sheets, you may include them or not, but I prefer personally not to include them. And then if I want to share them with my clients, I go to the manufacturer's websites, I download the data sheets and I send them because they are more understandable on there, because the DIALux ones are not pretty much, they are not the best, to be honest. So yes, I don't include them. Then I have the site, the building. I don't include the luminaire list. I have already included it in the beginning. Room list, I have only one room. Calculations, then I go further down to room 1. By the way, before coming here, I can go back to construction. I will come here. I will, well, I can either do it in construction, light, or calculations, but let's come here. I will change the name of the room. I will call it bedroom. Enter. I will go back to documentation. And now, if I scroll down, this room 1 is now called bedroom, and it's also called bedroom here. So I will scroll down. I have the description. I need a description. As for the images, I can either include them or not, depends on what you want, on the requirements of the projects. I need a summary, yes. I don't need a luminaire layout plan because it only tells you where the lights are placed, but I actually have that in the DWG plan I have exported, so I don't need that. The luminaire list, it's already up there. As for the calculation objects, I'd like to keep them. This calculation object light scene, this one is kind of an overview of the calculation objects. I can keep it, and I mean, if I have this one, then as for these ones, I can, they are more detailed, yes, but you can not include them if you want to, if you think that this one does the work, does the job. So I will, in this case, hide them like that. And then as for the glossary, I don't need to show because the glossary actually explains the symbols and the formulas and all that in DIALux. So I don't want to include that. I will go back up and I will click on edit. Now the objective, the goal is to make the report as small as possible, because when it's so big, it's very complicated to read through. So I will click on cover here, then I will go to configure page. In here I will click on the header and select a logo. I will select my logo. Here is my logo. Then as for this footer, it can be anything. It can be a disclaimer, it can be your website, for example. I will insert my website in this case, MAGGMALIGHT.com. This header and the footer, you can hide them for whatever page you'd like to. Hide header on this page, hide footer on this page, but I like them to be on all the pages. Then for the cover, you can add a text, any kind of text you'd like to add here. Wait, I should go back to edit. I have not included anything in the project. I don't even remember that I didn't insert anything here, but it's okay, no problem. Say the same. This is project name, bedroom. Let's write it in capitals. Bedroom lighting design for the DIALux evo free course for beginners. If I go back to documentation, I now have contacts as well. I'll click on edit. That's good. Cover. I can choose, I can click, actually click on this photo that is suggested by default by DIALux. You click on it, then you have a lot of suggestions by DIALux. Then if you click on this tab here, views, These are the ones I have taken myself. These ones are the ones I have imported. If you have imported any, and to import them, you actually go to import any photo you'd like to, go to import, then you import an image file. It can be anything you'd like to. So let me go back here again. So now I want a ray tracing, and it's actually here, this tab, ray trace images. So that's the one I have taken, apply. I can go to the layout alternatives. I want this photo to be in the middle, not a photo actually, a ray trace. So it's there, and I have the description, bedroom lighting design for the DIALux evo free course for beginners. Good. I can go to configure page. As I said, you can add anything you'd like to, and then once you've done, click on back to page preview view. View or preview? Oh, sorry. To page view, yes. Or you press F2 on your keyboard. That's it, I think, I guess. And then you click on show entire documentation. Now you have the entire documentation, and if you scroll down, it looks like this. You can see my logo in the footer. You can see my website, Luminaire list. This is the description here. DIALux give me this description by default, but if you want to change it, I can click on it. Well, let's go to description, and I click on it. I can choose any one I'd like to. This one here, or this one. It depends. Okay, let's choose this one. I can again bring it to the middle. Then, okay, let's click on show entire documentation again. No, and I left it here. So now I have the building 1, story 1, bedroom, the description. This is my summary. I can see the objects. I can see the calculation objects. I can see everything, the reflection factors, the ground area, clearance height, mountain height, every detail is there. And then you have these actually light levels, are they met or not, all those details. If they are not met, you're gonna have this. If they are met, then you have that. Okay. If you wanna play with these elements again, you can go to summary here, and then configure the page as you want and as you need for your project. That's it for this case study.